Subtraction with tape diagrams. Today we are going to look at the operation of subtraction using what's called a tape diagram. I'm going to read this problem very much like your homework. It says the elementary school collected 276 bottles for a recycling program. Our high school also collected some bottles. Both schools collected 548 bottles combined. How many bottles did the high school collect? What are we being asked to do? We are being asked to tell how many bottles the high school collected. What do we already know? We know that that the elementary school collected 276 bottles. So we know that part, and we know that both schools collected 548 bottles combined. What is something else I know? Well, something else I know about this is that I'm missing the information for the high school, so I need to figure that out. So that's something you could write down on your lines. What am I going to do to strategize? Well, they told me today I'm going to make a tape diagram. So in my box, I'm going to draw a tape diagram. What is a tape diagram? It is a box picture of what is going on in the problem. So you have the whole, and then you have the parts. So let's look at our tape diagram. I simply drew a box, well, a rectangle if you will, and I put in the information that I do know. I know that the whole thing, the whole box, is worth 548. How do I know that? Because it says both schools collected 548 bottles combined. Okay? Then it tells me that the elementary side collected 278. So I'm going to split my box up. Now this appears to be down the middle, but I don't really know. I know that 278 is a good part of 548. So I just split my box into two parts. It doesn't have to be equal. And I labeled it that this is the elementary. My high school's part, I don't quite know what that is yet. I have to figure it out. Now, what's an equation I can write to help myself? Well, I know that 278 plus something is going to give me the answer to 548. So I wrote a little equation here on the bottom. It says 278 plus blank equals 548. How can I figure that out? By subtracting, because these are related facts, and related facts will help you figure out the missing parts. So 548 minus 278 will give me the answer. How am I going to figure this out? You guessed it. I am going to use place value discs. So I'm going to draw how many I have. I know I'm starting out with 548 discs. So I'm going to put that into my place value chart. Right now you see that I have 5 hundreds, 4 tens, and 8 ones. And now I need to take away what is here. 548 is what I'm starting out with. That's what I have. 278 is what I'm giving away. So I'm going to take those things away with my yellow slashes. So I'm going to do that now. So far you can see that I've taken away all 8 ones. Why? Because 278 has 8 ones. I've taken away 8 ones, and now I'm left with 0. But now my dilemma is that I need to take away 7 tens. But when I look in the tens column, I only have 4 tens to give away. So I need to regroup. That means I need to rename one of my hundreds or trade 100. So I'm going to write an R on one of these. And that's going to give me 10 tens. So as you can see, I now have 10 tens because 100 is equal to 10 tens. I didn't change the number. I just traded what I had. So now I can take away 7 tens. And now, since I've taken away 7 tens, I can see that I have 7 tens left over. And now I need to take away 2 hundreds. I'm going to quickly do that. 1 and 2. And that really does leave me 2. I'm sorry, I did it a little awkward, but it leaves me 2 hundreds. You can see the red dots between the R and the slash. I should have slashed out that one as long as I take away 2. So that leaves me with 270. So that's what I'm going to put on the line. How many bottles did the high school collect? What is the answer? 270 bottles. So as you can see, I labeled it 270 bottles, and I put HS for high school. So that's something you can fill in here, and you have solved it. How do I know my answer is right? Because I was supposed to tell how many did the high school collect. I figured that out by subtracting and making my tape diagram. So because I followed what it said, I subtracted. I used my disc to subtract that, and now that is the answer, 270 bottles.